Kathy and I have been in the business for combined about 70 years. I pretty much I pretty much do the listing aspects and Kathy runs the team. So we have a
Okay.
small team. And we do about 130 to 150 deals a year on average. And we've sold about 5,500 homes and about 1.5 billion. But Kathy runs everything and she runs a lot of the buyer stuff.
Hmm.
But we were just talking about, I just had something where I had something come up in our follow-up boss and something automatically triggered something to one of my clients that I'd just gotten. And it looked like that it was that we were treating them as a buyer. It
Hmm.
wasn't a great look or anything like that. But anyways, Kathy's really good about, your database is your gold mine. So
Sure.
if you're going to do real estate for a long time, what you want to do is have a CRM like Lofty or Follow Up Boss or things like that.
You are with Real, right?
I am with Real, yeah.
Okay.
And so with Real, you can have Lofty at a real cheap price. And it's a great CRM. But the thing you want to do is you want to immediately feed it with anybody you know that might buy or sell real estate. And then from this day forward, or the day you got in the business, every time you meet someone, you want to put it into your database, your CRM.
Sure.
Kathy's going to kind of show you how to set up action plans and because I look at buyer, like let's say it's a buyer.
Hmm.
I like to classify buyers into four different categories, and one would be A buyers, which are going to be someone that's going to transact with you, transact with you within 1 to 90 days. Those are your A buyers. Your B buyers would be anything 3 months to 9 months, and those are going to be, and then C buyers are going to be everything 1 year late or later, and then D, it can be a combination of of 16 months out.
And now,
And
yeah.
for the people that aren't ready to buy right now, what I mean, Kathy will kind of go over this, is you want to put them on automated, a lot of stuff automated until you can have them be a hand raiser, and then you just move them up the chain. And so it depends on top, if they're top of funnel or if they're bottom of funnel.
Sure.
And top of funnel will be the ones that are further out, and bottom of funnel will be your center of influence, and anyone that might transact within the next 90 days.
So this is kind of odd because you're the only one here and you're kind of not probably in the let's feed my database constantly with Zillow and buyers. It sounds like what your business is like, but an awful lot of people come in and do this and watch this on the recording. So if I get really ridiculous, let me know. It's like fine. But do you have a CRM?
Yeah, I use HubSpot.
HubSpot. Okay. One that I know of and have had no experience with. But it essentially they all collect the same information.
Hmm.
They're going to collect like this side over here, your details, who, and then obviously team wise, yours are going to belong to you unless you're planning on building a team, which you might. Who knows? You get into a lot of development, you may need some assistance. You may not know. So the keys to everything is obviously get as much information as you can. You're probably not doing open houses, but when people do open houses, um, you can get as much information as you can from someone. Or if you're Dave, you just hope they call you back because you gave them a business card. But um, you want to get information. You're having a conversation with them, right?
Yeah.
Anybody you talk to, any place, or obviously if there's someone in your sphere or someone you've done business with in the past, you're going to get as much information in there as you can, right?
Yep.
Um, and then really the next step of it is planning. It's a planning process. Who am I going to attract? Who am I going to put in here? What are they going to do when? Where are they going to do when? And we started this with sheets of newspaper, not newspaper, the new big newsprint on the
Oh, yeah.
walls in the conference room going, okay, because we had people coming in from 20 years of business into our system when we did it. We had 6 buyers agents, and we have people coming from everywhere. And we were moving really fast. When we started this, Zillow was at its top peak, throwing deals at us like, lead sold, lead sold, lead sold. That's
We were getting 300 leads a month from Zillow. These are all high quality. Well, I shouldn't say all of them. I'd say half of them were high quality, more bottom of the funnel type leads.
Oh, wow.
And we were drowning. We were drowning.
and there were houses. I'm not going to say there were houses, lots of houses. Okay. There was more inventory per
Okay.
buyer. I mean, now we're so low on inventory, it's real difficult. But that's what we did. We literally, it's like, what are we going to do? How are we going to break it up? What areas? Some of our agents work in some areas, some don't work in the areas, other areas. And at that time we had no AI, but
Sure.
all of our lead sources that we had were very good at filling up.
Are you recording this?
Yes. This detail section. Where did they come from? What stage are they in? So we don't have any choice. We're Zillow Flex people, and we use Zillow stages. We have a couple others that we use because we do things with sellers on occasion. But what stage are they in? Nurture. Dave calls them A, B, and C. I have a little different approach. One, because we don't have any choice. And you can I'm going to assume that in your process, you can add tags to anything you want.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah. One of the things that most of our leads come through with is actually a time frame. So this is your A, 0 to 3 months, right? That's an A buyer in my head.
Sure.
This lead came to us from Zillow on March 8th. And Cindy is cranking through with these people, got them pre-approved, all that stuff. So, but she has a tag on here. All of the locations they come into and have looked at. I mean, this is what our database looks like. Lofty, which most of the people that come into Real that are relatively new, which we're seeing a lot, most of coming to class, they're going to go to Lofty, and it essentially looks exactly like this.
Yeah.
Not sure what HubSpot looks like. So
they all look the same.
Yeah, you're just typing in people's names and you get all their information in here. The coolest part that we are working desperately. I've been hounding on this for 10 years now, is I've got an app on my phone, right? I can call everybody from here. I can text everybody from here. Obviously, it records our texts and our phone calls, and AI analyzes and summarizes it. It's enough to make you, there's more information than you could possibly want, but it's great. And so nobody I'm calling is getting my personal cell phone number. I don't need anybody else calling my personal cell phone number. I got enough spam crud, but it's just so easy to do that. Protect your personal information and keep everything in one spot, so you don't even have to think about it. I got to work on Dave on not using his personal cell phone so much. We do that.
The problem with mine is that being in the business as long as I have, I've got plenty of clients back from 33 years ago.
Sure.
And if I call through Follow Up Boss, it does not come as my cell phone number.
Right, it doesn't look like it's you. Yeah.
I mean, correct. And so
we're going to test that later.
I've made the decision. I had two choices. I could either just make my cell phone number, kind of clone that to be the Follow Up Boss number, or just make my phone calls. But yeah, I have to do two extra steps. Or one extra step, because if I make the phone call from my phone, now I've got to make a note or those types of things, or update stages, things like that.
Do all that.
But the other aspect of this too is that we've got 40,000 names or 30,000 names or 35. We just went through and cleared it out, but we've got 35,000 names in this database. from over the years. And so this is really the only way to make it make sense and to organize it as well. And,
Sure.
and now's the time to do it when when you're just getting started, so that as you grow it, you've already got these things in place and stages and stuff like that.
Most definitely.
And for us coming with as many people as we did to come into it, it was an adventure. And then we were going to turn over to Lofty, and we changed our mind real quick. I said, no, no, we're not doing it. It was hard, and it's not necessary. And again, Zillow says we will use Follow Up Boss, so we will do it. They're all owned by Zillow now, so
Right.
um, well, they had the worst. They didn't have a CRM. They had a system, but no CRM. So if you don't have CRM, what do? You go out and in your Zillow, you go out and buy the best one there is.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
You said you have HubSpot. Was it HubSpot?
HubSpot.
Yeah, I use HubSpot. I mean, I started off with Lofty, but Lofty is, I mean, the CRM was fine for the basics. And that wasn't really the problem. The problem was the website, and the website builder.
Yep.
You can't really do anything to rank your website when it's kind of stuck inside this Lofty builder. And so I needed more freedom with my site. So I decided to jump out of Lofty completely. And I was familiar with HubSpot, and HubSpot is a huge player with lots of integrations and connections. So
So you have AI capabilities to be able to contact or to write emails and stuff
I do, yeah,
through
yeah.
the
I
CRM.
don't, so, but here's the thing with so I don't have a giant database of people I am not sure about where they are. I don't have
Right.
a messy list of people that I've got question marks on. When people contact me, they are 95% ready to go. I don't have to do a nurture kind of stage, or I haven't yet. I haven't really had to nurture a bunch of people. They sit back, they don't interact with me, they consume my content until the point where they are ready to reach out. They click the button and they've already watched 10 videos or 6 hours or whatever. And they're like, okay, I'm ready to buy a house in Catonsville. So my workflow is slightly different in that I don't have to go in and try to scare up, somebody out of the muck, the mire, the 40,000. I've got a very short handful of active clients, that
Are
I'm,
you're doing your content mostly on YouTube? So, I mean, if they're doing 6 hours, they're probably doing YouTube.
I mean, I'm kind of talking about total, but I'm everywhere. I mean, longer form on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. Right now, Facebook is actually has taken off
Yeah.
since the beginning of the year. My metrics on Facebook have taken off a lot more than Instagram, and of course, TikTok with the ownership change, things have
Yeah.
gone down just in terms of organic reach
Mhm.
in the last couple weeks. But I don't care, whatever. I mean, it's no big deal. Like I've already got buyers from all those platforms who have just clicked on my profile, clicked the phone button and gone, "Oh, I didn't know if somebody was going to answer the phone. Oh yeah, I'm ready to list my house. Cool."
Perfect.
So it's a
Oh, we're going to
protracted.
start following Matt, aren't we?
You can Catonsville
I
Living. You
figured
can go
we
look at
you'd let
Catonsville
us.
Living. Yeah.
That's really cool. Who do you use for your website?
I do it myself.
Oh,
I do everything myself. I'm a very DIY guy. I do reach out for help. I use vendors and consultants and stuff on Upwork, and so I'll reach out when I need more professional or more experienced opinions or help or technical work or whatever. Um, but in general, I'm trying to bootstrap it myself, keep my expenses low.
Well, it sounds like you know what you're doing.
yeah.
And
Well, I
no,
mean, I came from a small, yeah. I mean, before I used to be in the special events industry. I do live sound for special events, live audio engineer. Before I did that for 25 years before COVID blew the whole, events industry up. And then it was time to switch. So I have experience in small business wearing all the hats, doing the accounting, doing the marketing, doing the hiring and firing, doing the so like yes, I do. And I'm a construction guy. I've
I
got
say not to
experience
mention swing a hammer.
swinging a hammer, doing the plumbing, wiring the electric. I can do all that. So the service that I can offer to my clients in my little local area is like amazing, like renovation before listing service, or help them renovate after they bought when they're about to move in. It's either way. It's like I can help them get the house the way they want it, either in order to sell it or in order to move into it. Um, so the last one I did, last listing I had was just a couple weeks ago. Actually, it closes tomorrow. Um, 22 showings in 4 days, eight offers, seven with escalations, seven over asking, and this one's going to settle for 12% above asking. I mean, it's crazy. Catonsville, it's
Kind of
crazy.
price range in Catonsville.
That one's for, I'm just going to close at 541. Was listed at 479.
Wow, that's nice.
Yeah, so Catonsville is like 450 average.
Mhm.
Great houses are 800 or 900. And you can still find some threes and three and a halves. So there's lots of neighborhoods, lots of price points. It's a really great place. It's close to Baltimore, close to commuting, close to parks and the airport, and like it's the greatest place.
Greatest place.
Yeah. And so I am completely 100% focused on Catonsville, like with everything I do. Like I don't
Yeah.
invest anywhere else. I don't put my money anywhere else. I don't commute to another town. I'm not, you look at the map of my real estate activities, it's this big. It's not all over the state. I love you look at some of these agents and they literally go end to end of the state and they're dry like these guys are experts at commuting and experts at, Wawa.
Oh, wow.
Oh,
Well, well, well.
master of none. Uh,
Maybe, right. I mean,
and
We
the point
just
I
do
always
a lot of work in our cars.
but
right.
one of the things that we tell people, and that's the way real estate's going to, is that for real estate, the successful people are going to make it more micro, meaning they're going to focus on one geographical area. And again, if you can do your whole town, great, but it may be a couple subdivisions or things like that where you just know it really well, know the numbers inside and out, because Zillow can't compete with that kind of stuff. So the big portals and all that kind of stuff, they don't have the algorithm's not going to account for a lot of that.
Yeah,
And I think what's going to happen, the successful realtors moving forward are going to be more niche realtors, meaning this is my niche. So for you, it's that town.
most
Like
definitely.
I farm I live in a small little, used to be an old farming town with a bunch of lakes on it. There's 9,000 people in it, right? But that's one of my geographical farms. It's 9,000 and it's, but that's going to be, moving forward, that's going to be what we're going to focus on are the niches. So that's perfect. What you're doing
Makes
is
sense.
exactly the way it should be done. And and it doesn't sound like you're chasing business, whereas a lot of these realtors that have a large geographical area, they're chasing business.
Right, right. I mean, I don't, I am chasing, but I'm not like, I'm chasing in terms of like, I need more business, so I am doing things,
Mhm.
but I am
Yeah.
not like actually like trying to get people on the phone day to day necessarily. It's more like getting my message out there and seeing who responds to it.
Kathy just made fun of it because my business philosophy for 33 years has been for them to call me.
Right.
And that's been my business philosophy
Yeah.
to do enough branding and advertising and things like that, where you become again, the Kleenex of realtors, where
Right.
every time someone thinks about buying and selling in your town, they think of Matt. Why would
Yeah.
I not call Matt? Because Matt specializes in this area. He knows this area better than anybody else. So if you can do that branding and marketing to show that, then there's no way you won't be successful.
Yeah, exactly. It's a long road though. I mean, it's a long slog, I mean, nothing happens quickly. I mean, it was crickets for the first 9 months. I mean, I did not have a transaction for the first 9 months and fine, like luckily I'm in a position where that's fine and I'm not freaking out. because I got other stuff going on. But and I'm running this like an experiment too. Like I'm trying to see what works. Like it's not life or death for me necessarily. It'd be great if it works, bummed if it doesn't, but like I'm just trying some things to see if I can get something to work here in my style and my way.
Uh, Kathy and I, she's probably cringing on that too, because my philosophy on doing this kind of stuff again is rather than doing a lot of analysis paralysis and all this kind of stuff, I want to throw up against the wall and see what sticks and get the actual analysis by let's just do it, see
Yeah.
what happens, see if it's, and it's Keller Williams has a big red light, green light thing, which is
Mm.
do it, and then if it's working, you got the green light. But if you're
Right.
trying, try two, three, four, it's not working, red light it, stop it. Don't. But obviously, some things it takes consistency. It takes a 12-month commitment. But no, yeah, you do business a lot like how I do it.
Oh, that's cool.
So I don't want to talk about databases anymore. It's boring. Um,
Yeah,
compared,
whatever you want.
no,
Yeah.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding because it's. I know there will be people out to take a look, and it is. It's really cool that you have that ability to do. We are struggling with our website providers and things
Yeah,
because we are
I
getting
mean, it's what
he
stinks is
hosts
that
actually
your?
like,
hosts it himself.
You host it yourself too, though.
It goes with GoDaddy, or he
Are
has
you
to
are
host
you
it.
are you WordPress or how do
oh
you?
yeah, yeah, yeah. So I wanted to get a WordPress site, yes, so that I've got basically all the options. Like I can,
Okay.
a WordPress site allows you to, with plugins, you can do anything you want. When
Do
you're
anything.
at Wix or GoDaddy with the builder, or anytime you got a builder, a slimmed down, easy way to build a website, it's going to be
Right.
restricted in what you can actually do. And now for a lot of people, it's not going to matter. I mean, for me, I'm pretty technical, so I want to get deep into it and I want to make sure that the SEO is working right and I can put the schema into the page that I need for AI to return results. Like there's very technical things that those basic builders can't do that a lot of people don't
Mhm.
realize.
Sure. No.
But which is fine for most people. I mean, again, like, but I'm trying to get that little extra, that little bit over the edge that other people aren't doing. Again, there's tons of stuff out there that nobody's doing. And if you
Oh
can just
yeah.
do some of that, you'll get seen, found, recognized, viewed, whatever.
You want to be the guy that when somebody calls and says, "Find me the best realtor,"
Well, I want to be the guy that when they put it into AI, it comes
right.
up. Now
Yep.
that's a
Now all you're
long,
gonna do is
Well,
talk into your phone, give me the best guy. And that's
right.
that's
And
the
that's what they're
part
going to
that
do.
most people
Exactly.
are not doing.
I'm not sure if you watch Tammy Price at all. Tammy Price is down in Texas.
Mm-mm.
And so she was really big into Google LSA, doing the Google ads. And then
Hmm.
what she started doing when AI started taking off was starting to do her content so that Chat GPT and Claude would see her so that when someone said, who's the best realtor in the Dallas Fort Worth area, her name would pop up. So she was
Oh,
one of the first people to actually just really look at that and go full bore. And I follow her, and she's every day it's like someone just called Chatty G. I mean, my two best friends are Chatty G and Claude, and
nice.
and that's the way people are not going into Google anymore and saying best realtor in Ann Arbor. They're getting on Chat GPT and saying, hey, I want the best realtor in Ann Arbor or Ypsilanti or something like that. And whoever comes up, that's going to be who they're going to call.
Well, right, and that's the thing. Like, and you're going to call a website company or a web development company, and you're going to say, I want a website, and they're going to do the same thing that they've been doing for the past 25 years. They're going to put you in their program, in their pipe, that they do the same thing for every client, and it's not going to get the. I mean, I don't want to work on my website because no one is going to go to my website to search for a house. No one is going to go to my website to read my blog articles,
Nope.
but they have to be there. So I have to put that effort in. I have to put that money, time, and effort into it to have that background information set there, even though I don't expect anybody to actually use it because it needs to then drive the AI results. I mean, that plus everything else, plus my reviews and mentions elsewhere and whatever.
So what do
But
you do
yeah,
for
it's
what
so
do
it's
you do for
tricky.
what do you do for IDX, or do you even worry
Oh
about
my gosh. So I used Buying Buddy, a plugin to put IDX on my website, and it totally fucked the whole thing up.
Did it
It
really?
it it generated tens of thousands of listing pages for listings that I never wanted to show on my site, even though I had filtered for very specific results. It basically spammed my entire site, dumped thousands and thousands of pages onto it, and
Oh,
then Google said, "Oh, your site looks like crap. You know, your site is garbage. It's spam." Like, so I've spent the last 6 months kind of recovering from that, and now I'm at the point where I'm deciding that I'm probably going to remove the IDX feed from my site again because I don't expect. I mean, yes, people should come to the site and they should see houses,
Yeah.
but I can't like it's first of all it's money, it's time, it's effort, and it's the risk of boning my whole site. So
oh yeah,
I don't
and they're
think I
going to
need
probably be going
IDX
to. They're
anymore.
probably going to use Zillow or Redfin or
Well,
one of those,
right. Think of the
anyways.
buyer journey, right? What are you going to do? You're looking for a house. First, you're going to Zillow. There's no question about that. You're going to Zillow, you're searching. You find a house you like, and I mean, you're either going to press the blue button, which then all is lost. Then the lead goes to you guys. Um, or, then you're going to say, oh, this house is in Catonsville. You're going to type in best real estate agent in Catonsville, and then you're going to click on the first thing that pops up, and that's the end of your journey. I mean, I'm not confused about the customer journey. It's completely different than it used to be.
You must be Matt to Matt on Instagram, right?
No, Catonsville.living.
I would have guessed this was you because it's
Oh,
got
it's Matt Totaro, but Matt
this.
Totaro 1, that's my personal one.
Okay, your hat. I can read. Anyway,
So that
I'm
definitely gives you an
curious.
advantage because most realtors, as you know, are not bright enough to be able to do their own websites and stuff, and
Yeah.
so they're going to get into the churn
It's
where
not
every.
about being bright, it's about choosing what you want to do.
No, I think part of that is well, maybe it's not brightness, it's an aptitude. Because I would never want to take on SEO and all this other stuff. And again, the other part of it too is I'd rather spend my time and efforts into being face to face with people
Right.
at an open house or things like that, which is what I do well.
Yeah.
Whereas if I had the technical capabilities of doing my own website and trying to figure out this AI stuff and because it's AI is really where it's going to be taking over. Uh,
Right, but you have a system that's working. Like you have an established way that's working. So, right, you don't necessarily have to change. You don't have to, I mean, yes, you may feel a little pressure to evolve and modernize, but essentially your system works. It's been proven over years. So like you don't need to go totally left
so,
and change everything
so
just
we
because people are yapping about it.
so we're utilizing the tools. So like with AI, so one of the things it does, especially with our, the what I refer to as like C and D buyers, or
Mhm.
we'll have someone that'll come back to our site. And what I was doing is I was just using, AI to write up an email and making it look like it came from me, and then trying to make few little tweaks to it, just because it saved me a lot of time to have that done. And
Totally, absolutely.
and now what AI is doing with these phone calls, but then again, like you call me from AI, I know it's an AI call immediately. Just
Right.
like if it's an AI generated email and things like that, I can tell that from a mile away as well.
Yeah.
And I think as we start having all this technology in AI, I think there's going to be a craving for personal touch and actually
Of
talking to
course. Of
people.
course. It's just the natural reaction. It's funny though, like I check out a lot of these Real Academy calls because I want to see, I want to get into a room where people are talking about something interesting. And yeah, most of them are not worth my time. I hop out pretty quickly. But there are a couple that are really good and really good consistently. And for the last year and a half, all they've been talking about is AI. Do this AI, do this AI, do this AI. Write your script AI, do your avatar AI, do your voice AI, and God, I'm like with no thought to I guess what's the end? The end goal is that you sit around and do nothing. AI generates your shit every day.
Yeah.
And then what? I mean, like, what do you like? It's like, like I don't even have. you, I don't have enough engagement on my posts to put automation into the comments, right? Comment whatever house to get my, digital buying guide. Like I don't even do any of that because nobody, like, I mean, I've got posts with thousands of views and zero engagement. It's just how it is for me.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
it's like I'm not getting people out of those comments. They're just viewing a bunch of my things and then eventually clicking somewhere and calling me. Yeah,
But at
it's
some point, one of your videos may go viral,
yeah,
then that
yeah,
could
yeah.
change overnight. That's the interesting part about technology and social media.
Yeah, I don't think it changes for the better though. So follow this. A couple of weeks ago, I do this local news story, and I don't do a lot of local news because I don't want to be a news guy, right?
Yeah,
I'm no, seriously. I
I
mean,
get
there's
it.
already a person in town, a real estate agent. They're the events person.
Yep.
Like they are somehow responsible for telling everybody in town when all the events are happening. And that's what their feeds are. And does that get them some real estate business eventually? Maybe. But so if I have a
Somebody
post
will
that,
recognize their name if nothing else.
yeah, yeah. I mean, if I have a post that takes off, like a couple weeks ago, I don't get I get more interaction and I get more follows and I get more engagement, but they're not my customers.
Right.
They are people who were curious about the ridiculously racist comments in the, 17 and 25 comments down. It starts to get real nasty. And they're following along for that. They're not here to buy a house. So like I don't want tons of followers. I don't want tons of views. I just want the right customers. So after I have something that blows up, it's a mess for a while because I've got a bunch of unserious people who are kind of clogging my my lists and pipeline things that I need to go through and comment and reply and whatever. And it's just like I'm like these people aren't buyers. They're just here for the entertainment. So I don't necessarily want things to blow up.
I think, well, and I think what you said was huge because I think there's some people that just get on social media just to be on social media and to say that I've got this many followers and things like that. And then what I will do, just because I'm curious, is I go on Zillow to check how many houses they've sold.
Of
And I
course.
see 5 houses sold, okay, in the past 12 months. And so 100%. And then so what we wanted to try to get a better social media presence. So we started going, excuse the language, but balls to the wall on doing social media. And we found out, you know what? We're not we don't want to post 5 to 7 times a day with all the gurus and things like that. So
Right.
what I basically said is all I want my social media to do is to reinforce our brand. So it shows that we're not dead, that we're still in real estate, and so and a lot of the same people follow us or look at our stuff, but it just reinforced everything. And the other part too is we had a business page and a personal, and we've kind
Mhm.
of just most of the stuff now just goes through the personal stuff because
Yeah.
nobody really gives a shit about the business part of it at
Right.
all.
Right.
And,
Right.
and the other part too is just it's the old adage too that no one really cares what you know until they know you care. And so in
Right.
it's my personal stuff that gets a lot more engagement
Interesting. Yeah.
or real estate for getting business too. It's
Hmm.
my personal stuff that gets me a whole lot more than business.
Interesting. Right, right. They still want to know you, right? Like they have to, a customer wants to feel like they know something about you. Oh, he does
Yeah.
golf and he's got his kids over here and he went to dinner
And
here
the
and oh,
grandbaby,
cool.
oh, I pip my grandbabies out.
Right.
And
Perfect.
I gotta pip them out because I gotta buy their baseball bats and gloves and stuff like
R-
that. So we have
Right.
a
May as well
mutual
use them to your advantage.
we have a symbiotic relationship. I said, hey, I tell the parents, I'm going to pimp them out, get some business, but anyway, it's a joke, but we do. And
That's
these
great.
grandkids are over at my house twice a week for sleepovers, anyways.
Oh,
But
awesome.
but that's what my people want to see. They want to see that part, or my significant other, or that we're not. I mean, I think some people have a certain opinion if you do a certain amount of business too, that you're a certain way. And when they see that you're not that I'm just some redneck. Well, I want to be redneck. But anyways, but it's just but the other part about all this stuff
Yeah.
is the one word in this business for me is being authentic.
Yeah.
All your stuff has to be authentic. And I see so much shit on social media where just it's not authentic.
Yeah.
I wouldn't
Agreed.
do business with these people, but
Well, it might be authentic to them, it's just not attractive to you.
yeah,
That's the hard
Right.
part.
And that's fine. To each his own, right? That's
It's a
the thing.
fit.
It's like it
Yeah,
does
that's
not,
the
you know,
bonus.
I'm the things that I say aren't going to resonate with everybody, and that's fine. And I understand that. I'm not going for 100%, conformity or attraction or whatever. I don't know. But the people who do resonate with me, they're calling me and they're ready to go. I've seen you, I've heard you, and I've decided that I want to use you.
yeah, that's your tribe. And I
Yeah.
mean that's the people that and that's the great thing about real estate too, is the fact that there's so many different types of realtors and there's so much different types of content and stuff like that that you can do. And it's just a matter of attracting your people. And
Yep.
it's just I love older clients. So I love my clients that are 50 years old and older. And we
Mhm.
have a
You
tendency.
like the old ladies.
I like the old men too.
I bet they love you.
They
But
do. It's like Dave, come
both.
vacuum.
Well, it's just we can all relate. We can all relate
Yeah.
with each other. And I was raised. I'm one of 12 kids, and we were raised to put all of our elders, people older than us, on a pedestal.
Yeah.
And yes, ma'am, no, ma'am. What can I do for you? And what carry their hold their arm across the street and stuff like that. So that's the way I was raised, and so a lot of that has gone away
Yeah.
as with the younger generation. So when they get when our older generation are treated with the respect they deserve, it resonates with them, and they want to do business with people like that. And I don't, and it's but it's not. I don't do that because I
Mhm.
want business. I do that because that's the way I was raised, and people that are my age or older like that respect.
Right. Right. Absolutely.
Just
Makes
do a
sense.
much better job with people you like. I'm
Yes,
sorry, it is really
that's
hard to work
true.
with people you don't. It is. And they
Yeah.
come, sometimes they come to you and they're like, you just like, no, this is not who I want to work with. And we used to joke when way back when we talked about fair housing is that, you know, being a jerk is not a protected status.
Yep.
You
Right.
don't have to work with jerks.
And we use the old other thing too, where so many people get caught in real estate about that they're interviewing you. I just lost a listing today, last night, which was the first one I've lost in a long time, and it's still I'm 61 years old. It still crushes me,
Yeah.
because anyways, but the not only are they interviewing you, and I tell people this, I'm interviewing you to see if I even want to work with you,
Totally.
because it's a two-way street,
Yeah.
and nobody, no, we don't. We've had clients that we absolutely cannot stand, and it's not worth any type of commission, to do that.
Yeah.
I get to be I get to work with those ones.
Nice.
So
That's
we've
very
kind of
true.
gone off tangent. Did you want to finish your this?
Sorry.
Oh,
Oh well, no.
don't think
This is the part, man. This is the part that we actually
Yeah,
this
this
is
is
the
the
part
good
we
stuff,
actually
right? I
like.
mean, yeah, your prepared presentation.
no,
Well,
it was
sure.
No,
original, let me tell
Let's
you.
just chat, right?
And it's fine, but
this
it's
is
like,
much more entertaining for us. I'm not
Oh,
sure it is
good.
for you, and we like
is
to
there
go.
anything you'd like to talk about besides this?
Not really. Like I said, I just dropped in to kind of, check what's going on over here in this room. Um, I'd seen you
Yeah.
guys a bunch, or I'd seen the thumbnail a bunch, I guess. But it's funny. I've been looking back on Real Academy now. I can't. Real Academy is so broken since they redid it. I mean, I basically can't find your course and any of
So,
the older ones when I'm looking
yeah,
in
so
Real
what I would do is go to our YouTube. Kathy
Okay.
will give you our YouTube channel so we
Okay,
can
gotcha.
record these. And then just because, yeah, don't get me started on Real Academy
Oh,
and
it's a
stuff like
disaster.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I know.
Because one of the things that we kind of said is, so we don't get a whole lot of people coming to our stuff,
Mhm.
just because majority of people, especially at Real Broker, they want to go to the ones where Katie Day are and Tim Macy are and
So do I.
the
I love Katie Day.
gentleman up in Canada, Brad McCallum, and
Yep.
they're the famous ones.
Right.
We sell more real estate than all of them, but that's not the point. No, hey,
Right.
no, trust me, if I could do business their way where I could just go out and do social media and not in some of this other stuff, I would much prefer to do that. But we're old school. We do business
Right.
old school, and we figured out what works for us and what doesn't work for us.
Well, I mean,
But
it's funny. That's the crew. That's the crew, the two or three different named sessions that are, that have been pushing the endless AI, and they're just now starting to pivot. And it's funny, they're not saying, hey, everything we were yapping about for the last 2 years, we're changing. They're just kind of not addressing that and pivoting and saying, I think what we're really going to want is authenticity. And meanwhile, everybody who's following along has been paying for this many different services, AI voice, AI avatar, AI this. Say, I finally got the system, and now it's generating my AI videos 4 a day. And now you're telling me to change? What?
well, the whole
Yeah.
thing comes down to is it's I think the biggest problem was that it's right here.
I know.
So
You're
just
driving.
I'll do it that quick. But I think yeah. So I think the biggest problem, and that was my biggest problem with some of the stuff with Real Academy and stuff, is that there's teaching so much of the AI and everything like that that the authenticity part in it's all about relationships. At the end of the day, it's all about
Of
relationships.
course.
And if I see someone that's all doing all AI and all this other stuff, it's just like it doesn't resonate with me. But then
Right.
again, the younger generation, the younger crowd, they're going to be more of in the dancing on the videos and stuff like that. I still have not figured out.
The connection, how does that connect? Right. What does that
Yeah,
do? I
yeah,
don't dance on
And
any of my
school
videos.
the
dances.
dancing and but that's the part
It's
that I don't
it's
understand.
the old that I mean, I think people have stopped dancing,
Yeah, they have, at
except
least
for
on my
X
feed.
Flex
Yeah.
because it's on his thing.
That may not even be it.
It
I,
is, Dave. Trust me.
well,
It
I don't.
is.
Did you check to see if that's the one that has the stuff for
Yes,
the Zooms? Anyway, so but what we originally did, they want you to teach like one general class in Real Academy,
Okay.
and we did geographical farming and stuff. But like I said, we would have one or two people kind of come, and part of the thing with Real Broker is in order if you want to get the cultural award and things like that, then they want you to do these classes. In we just want to find what's the best way for us to utilize our time in
Yeah.
that for other people to get something out of it.
Yeah.
And like if you actually look at our videos, like we said, we didn't talk about a whole lot of meat potatoes stuff today. I enjoy talking about this stuff because the website stuff is
We kind of
stuff
got sidetracked on that.
that's
It's
important.
really important to us.
That's extremely important. Again, a website today is like a business card used to be. And so there a lot of stuff I'm reading now is you don't even really need a website. You just need just someplace, a landing page and things like that. You don't need much more than that. I disagree with that because I think everything comes down to the branding of it too. If I went to your website and it sucked and
Right.
it was
You
not
click
easy
right
to
out.
navigate, then
Right.
I'm going to make the assertion or the assumption that you're going to do your business that way.
Right. Even if it's just a feeling you get, you can't articulate it. You're like, oh, that's not for me. Click out. Right.
Correct.
Next.
Correct.
Yeah.
And then the other part too is that when I see all the people doing the dancing and all this kind of stuff, it's just like I'm thinking smoke and mirrors and shit like that.
Right.
I mean, I like meat potatoes.
Yeah.
I don't need to see you dancing and stuff like that. That doesn't tell me anything about whether you're a professional or not. But
Yeah.
then that's just the way my brain works, and I
Yeah.
understand that
Exactly.
no one really gives a shit what I think. But but like the way you talk and the way that you present your stuff, I like that.
Awesome.
I was thinking about this though, because you said something about Facebook making a comeback.
We love Facebook.
We do well, it's our age, but it's not anymore.
Hmm.
I'm talking to my 18-year-old and 19-year-old great nieces, and they're like all over Facebook all of a sudden. I'm like, why am I seeing you here? All of them, like, that can't be the right person. I'm thinking, what are you doing? But everyone, like all of my nieces and nephews' kids are now finding me on Facebook and
Yep.
friending me. I'm like,
Yep.
Oh, interesting.
this is
Yeah,
weird. I
we
don't
got a
know.
similar thing with our older kids are start right, and I wouldn't have thought they would even wanted to be there, but they've got accounts. I don't think they're very active there, but it's just like they I guess something about like they felt like they needed to at least have an account there.
Well, I
Yeah.
know that my son-in-law is never, he's very on his, Instagram all the time. He has a new baby. My daughter doesn't, she's like so anti-social media. She waits for me to post pictures of her baby. But now he's on. But you know
Hmm.
what they do? They do marketplace.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah,
They live on
I'm huge
marketplace,
in
especially
yeah,
because you
marketplace.
got a baby,
definitely.
right? You got to buy
It's pretty
everything.
convenient. Yeah.
But yeah, and then these kids are like, maybe that's a, it sounds like your town is one. If you can get something for 300 to $400,000, it's kind of still affordable for I hate to say first time home buyers, but
Yeah.
that's
No, I
what
mean
the
it is. It's
first
just
time
what it
home
is around
buyers
here.
are. We might get something between 3 and 4 in our area, not in Ann Arbor proper, but the outside areas. And first time home buyers can't live in Ann Arbor. So there's
Mhm.
to it. So it
Well,
doesn't matter. But
we made a conscious decision that I'm not sure if you're familiar with Michigan at all, but so we're in Ann Arbor, which is relatively expensive, very expensive compared to other places. And then what ended up happening in our area is everyone, when Ann Arbor became unaffordable, they started going out to these farming communities,
Right, further and
Meade,
further out.
Michigan, Dexter, Chelsea, Grass Lake. But
Ypsilanti.
but what in Ypsilanti? But one of the things that we made a decision on, because Kathy lives out in a place called Michigan Center, which is Jackson, Michigan.
Okay.
And then we had two other of our buyers agents that were Jackson, Michigan, that live out in that Jackson area. And then when we were buying Zillow leads, we could get the Jackson leads for like $50 a piece, where the Ann Arbor leads were 1,000 a piece.
Oh wow.
And then what ended up happening is the Jackson's business was just taking off because
It's
it's the only
affordable.
place where you can get stuff under $200,000.
Got it.
And then all of a sudden it started paying our bills.
Right.
And,
Hey, this is
and
working.
Jackson's paying our bills. And it was just like the biggest mistake I made in real estate was when I got into business 33 years ago, I focused on a town called Ypsilanti. It's where Eastern Michigan University is. It's more of a working class
Okay.
town. And then at one time, I had 20% of the whole market
Wow.
personally. And I had one subdivision where I listed 88 of the first 100 resales.
Oh my gosh.
But that was in early in my career. And then all of
Yeah.
a sudden, in 2005, we got $5 million deals within like a 3 month period, three to
Hmm.
4 month period. So I got cocky
Right.
and said, well, I'm going to become the new millionaire
Right.
person in Ann Arbor in 2005, 2006. And guess what happens to the market then?
Oh gosh. Timing.
Tanked.
Yeah.
So what's the first thing Dave tries to run back to get back to? Because I took my eye off Ypsilanti, was focusing
Sure.
on Ann Arbor, went back to Ypsilanti,
Uh-huh. No more
lost it,
room.
lost it.
If it wasn't
Oh
for short
gosh.
sales, nobody would
Oh
know us.
wow.
Oh, we lost the market, and that's one of my biggest things I tell people is
Yeah.
when you have something that works and you're consistent with it and things like that, don't you can take on something else, but don't take your eye off that ball because that I mean we had that market cornered, and the funny part now we have no inventory. All
Mhm.
the listings that are coming up are from that area,
Oh gosh.
so and we lost it. So,
Oh wow.
but
Crazy.
that's our tale of woe. So don't do that.
No, I
But
won't.
he's so focused on that one area that it's pretty cool. That's real. It would be really fun to be that focused.
Mhm.
How many people? What's the population in yours?
40,000. It's about 14 square miles, 450 houses sell per year.
Wow.
And check this though, 450 houses over with 330 agents. So it's a circus around here. All kinds of ones and twos, people that
Well,
know nothing about the area. And it's great because it gives me tons of examples of bad pricing, bad staging, bad preparation, bad all that. If you had only known this, if you knew
Yep.
that two doors over it was this. So it gives me tons of content, which is great. I got one today that's there are two townhouses, exact same market. I'll leave you with this real quick. Two townhouses listed the same week. One's at 427, one's at 400. 427 staged perfectly, looks beautiful, under contract in 1 day. Then what happens? The 400 is going to go active 2 days later. They change their price to 410 and go active. Today, the higher one, which is closed only 2 weeks later, it's closed at, so it was at full, it was at 427. It closed at like 450. Right. 2 weeks later, 1 day on the market, and the other one still on the market. So it's a great example of like you
Didn't have
just
the
got to put a little
condition.
extra effort into it.
Didn't
And
have
But
the
oh, by the
condition.
way, it's comparison shopping. Every day it's comparison shopping.
I
So
do. I've been for what, 20 years, been saying I got to find a way in a really nice way to say it doesn't cost you any more to use a good agent than a crappy agent.
We were gonna
right.
we were gonna do a billboard. We were gonna do a billboard
Oh,
that
neat.
it costs you the same.
What happened to your lights? Something happened.
Oh, someone probably came in.
Here's-
Yeah,
Turn the light off.
yeah. So it costs you the same amount of money to hire a bad realtor
Right.
as it does to hire the best realtor. It actually will cost you money. Will cost you money to, but we've said that all along because our philosophy on realtors is that not 90% of realtors shouldn't be in the business. And they're not.
Be the
That's what.
10%.
That's our
Right.
be the 10%.
Right. That's, I love it. Yeah. It's great.
And but 10% of the people in our business are what or we refer to as true real estate professionals. And the other part about that is, guess what? It doesn't take a whole lot to set yourself apart. The things you just talked about,
That's what I
all you
saw.
need to
I mean,
do to
that's the
set
thing.
yourself
I
apart.
saw that opportunity. I mean, like everybody just cruises here at average, right? All you need to be is a teeny bit above, just a little bit extra, a little bit different, a little bit outlier just to bring some attention. And I think,
100%. And also be able to convey that in your marketing plan.
right,
Because the one question you always get is, what makes you different than the other realtors?
right.
Rather than saying this, and this, we like to go over our marketing plan. When they get done with that, then they're, and again, of course, I've got a little whiplash right now because I did all that and I lost a listing, which
Well, it happens. I mean, you're mostly a winner, but yeah, a little humbling for a second, right?
I'm going to call Matt and strategize with him on why the hell am I still in business when I'm 70? I'm 70 and yet I'm still working. That's what I wanted. I'm not quite 70. Not quite.
I know why I'll be 70 when I'm still working, and
just
it's
wanna
called an ex-wife. Worst financial, and the funny
Oh my
thing is
gosh.
here, worst financial
because of his ex.
worst financial decision you can make is marrying the wrong person.
That's a good way to close, huh?
It really is. I don't say that just because me personally,
Yeah,
but
yeah.
you hear a lot of financial
Of
planners
course. Yeah.
pay a lot of attention to who you marry because that can destroy wealth quickly. So
Copy that. Well, thank you
Yeah, it was
guys for the
wonderful
time. I
to-
really
to meet you.
appreciate the personal conversation. Really,
Yeah,
really like it.
absolutely.
super fun.
have a
Take
great
care.
day.
Appreciate
Take
it.
care.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
Bye.